The escape of the group, later known as the Texas 7, remains one of the boldest and most brilliantly executed prison breakouts in American history. This wasn't an impulsive act of chaos. It was a calculated strike born from patience, precision, and shared desperation. 7 inmates, each serving time for major crimes, united under one purpose: to outsmart the system and break free from the Connally Unit, a maximum security facility in Texas thought to be escape-proof. For years, the prison had stood as a fortress: massive fences, armed watchtowers, reinforced barriers. Yet beneath that image of control lay deep cracks: staff shortages, poor coordination, and complacency. The Texas 7 saw what no one else did: weakness in the armor. And when the time came, they exploited it with terrifying efficiency, setting off a month-long manhunt that would grip the nation. The group known as the Texas 7 was composed of diverse criminals, each bringing a unique skill set to the plan. What made this group particularly dangerous was their shared mindset. They all faced either life sentences or the death penalty, making escape an absolute necessity. 1. George Rivas, the mastermind and natural leader. Rivas, serving multiple life sentences for armed robbery, was intelligent, manipulative, and charismatic. He was originally convicted for armed robbery, kidnapping, and murder, receiving a staggering 270 years in prison. 2. Larry Harper. Known for his mechanical aptitude, which proved critical in disabling security barriers, Harper was serving a 50-year sentence for sexual assault. 3. Joseph Garcia. A hardened criminal who contributed physical strength and intimidation to the group. Garcia was serving a life sentence for killing a woman in the street. 4. Donald Newberry. Another hardened criminal who received a 30-year sentence for attempting an armed bank robbery. 5. Michael Rodriguez. He provided financial support, helping to secure resources for their life on the run. Rodriguez was sentenced to 99 years for hiring a hitman to kill his wife, though the plot was discovered before the murder. 6. Patrick Murphy. He contributed essentially to the escape. Murphy was serving a 50-year sentence for severely beating an individual who refused to drop the charges. 7. Randy Halpern. Rounding out the team, Halpern was considered highly dangerous. His crime involved severely beating a young child, resulting in a 30-year sentence. The Texas 7 did not act on impulse. Their operation was the result of years of meticulous observation. Rivas, the mastermind, stressed patience, knowing that a rushed plan would fail. They gained access to critical areas by working assigned jobs within the prison. They discovered that the maintenance area, which stored essential tools and equipment, had far fewer security measures than other parts of the facility. This area became the focal point of their escape plan. They specifically noted that guards in this area were often less vigilant, especially during shift changes. Over time, they smuggled tools and supplies, hiding them in strategic locations. They practiced moving quickly and quietly, rehearsing their plan repeatedly. Their attention to detail was extraordinary. They even calculated the time needed to subdue guards and anticipated potential alarm triggers. The breakout occurred on December 13, 2000, a moment chosen deliberately because the prison was understaffed due to the holiday season. The operation began around 11 a.m. 5 of the inmates were working in the library, cleaning the floor. When the lunch bell rang, they convinced 2 guards to stay, claiming they needed a few more minutes to finish the task. Rivas then asked the guard to open the supply room door, pretending he needed cleaning materials. As soon as the door was opened, the group ambushed and overpowered the 2 guards. They used duct tape to bind the guards' hands, feet, and mouths, then stripped them of their uniforms, ID badges, and radios. 2 of the inmates immediately put on the stolen uniforms. Using the keys, they entered the guards' locker room where the other guards were at lunch. They outfitted themselves in the uniforms, gathered weapons and tools necessary for cutting through metal, such as hacksaws and bolt cutters. Disguised as prison staff, the Texas 7 were able to move through the facility unnoticed. They cut through steel bars and crawled through a maintenance tunnel leading to the perimeter. In a crucial strategic move derived from their years of observation, 2 members moved to the first security checkpoint, claiming they needed to exit the facility to install a security camera outside. They received permission from the control room to proceed. Meanwhile, Randy Halprin rushed to one of the prison watchtowers, subdued the officer there, and secured a significant arsenal. He retrieved 3 specific weapons: a 12-gauge shotgun, a Smith & Wesson Magnum, and an AR-15. The watchtower officer also had access to the control mechanisms for the main gate. The remaining 4 inmates inside the prison started a large pickup truck. The lookout in the tower opened the main gate, quickly climbed down with the weapons, and jumped into the truck. They picked up the 2 inmates waiting outside and vanished into the night. Their precise planning paid off. It took the prison officials more than 10 minutes to realize the 7 men had escaped. Once free, the Texas 7 embarked on a crime spree fueled by violence and necessity. They initially traveled using stolen vehicles and credit cards. They drove on secondary, local roads for 11 days, avoiding major highways to reduce the risk of capture. They strategically headed toward Dallas in the north to mislead police who might assume they were fleeing south toward the Mexican border. Their first reported crimes included entering a Radio Shack store. They not only emptied the cash register, but also robbed the customers present. Crucially, they stole powerful walkie-talkies from Radio Shack to intercept and listen to police communications. They quickly abandoned the initial stolen van and stole another vehicle. On December 24, 2000, their violence escalated dramatically. Running low on cash after 11 days, they robbed a sporting goods store, Oshman's in Irving, Texas. Police officer Aubrey Hawkins responded to a silent alarm. Hawkins, who was unaware of the danger he faced, arrived at the supermarket/store within 3 minutes. The Texas 7 ambushed the officer. Officer Hawkins was tragically shot 11 times and killed instantly. The group then ran him over with their vehicle. This brutal murder, occurring just 1 day before Christmas, shocked the nation and intensified the massive FBI manhunt. The group, now heavily armed and prioritized by the FBI, fled to Colorado, where they attempted to lay low. They rented an RV at an RV park, using assumed identities. A crucial yet unconfirmed detail indicates that while in Dallas, they attended church on Christmas Day in ordinary clothes. A woman at the church recognized all 7 men from the news and alerted police. Police quietly followed them but decided not to engage them immediately due to the extreme danger. The group eventually began to fracture under the stress. They decided to split up to reduce the risk of capture. They pulled into a large supermarket parking lot where 3 of them quickly stole a Jeep. Police easily captured these 3 men as they were not armed. The remaining 4 members attempted to flee. 2 of them fled on foot into a nearby park. Surrounded by police, Larry Harper, unwilling to face capture, pulled out a Magnum and took his own life. The downfall of the remaining members came in January 2001, following a tip from a Colorado resident who recognized their faces from the TV show America's Most Wanted. Two of the remaining members, who had successfully hidden for 23 days in a motel, eventually contacted the police and agreed to surrender on the condition that they be allowed to speak with reporters. During the subsequent press conference, George Rivas complained about the system, claiming he was sentenced to 99 years for only $68. All surviving members of the Texas Seven were extradited back to Texas and convicted of capital murder for the death of Officer Aubrey Hawkins. They all received the death penalty. In Texas, execution is carried out by lethal injection. The Texas Seven's escape exposed significant flaws in the correctional system. In response, Texas and other states tightened security protocols, improved guard training, and implemented advanced surveillance technology. The case remains a chilling reminder of how desperation, cunning, and systemic failures can combine to create profound chaos and violence. The murder of Officer Aubrey Hawkins and the fear they instilled will forever be their dark legacy.